voice is a sentence. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Thessalonica Roida Exaudy Sipahutar and my NPM is 2401030007. And here I want to explain about active and passive voice. The definition of active voice is the sentence where the subject performs the action, and the passive voice is the sentence where the subject receives the action. Okay, the next is characteristics. The characteristic of active voice is the first is the subject performs the action. The second is usually more direct and clear. And the next is passive voice is the subject receives the action. And the patterns, we must know the pattern. The pattern of active voice is subject plus verb and plus object. The example of active voice is like she writes a letter. This is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object. And the passive voice, the pattern of passive voice is object plus to be plus verb 3 plus by and plus subject. The example of passive voice is a letter is written by her. This is the object, this is to be, this is the verb, this is by, same with the pattern and the subject. But before we know the patterns, we must know the tricks. The tricks, there are 5 tenses. The first is simple present, the to be is, am, and are. And simple past is, to be is was and were. And present continuous, what have link a verb plus ing is being. Present perfect is been. And simple future is. And how to use active and passive voice. The first is use active voice is when you want to focus on who does, what does the action. And you can use passive voice when you want to focus on the action or the result. There are 5 examples on the whiteboard. We must change the sentence into the passive voice. The first is the teacher explains the lesson. This sentence is if we see the tenses, it to the simple present. So the passive voice is like this. The lesson is explained by the teacher. The teacher is the subject. Okay, this is the simple present. The next is simple past. The simple past is like this. The company launched a new product last week. If we see in the trick, it use was or were. So the passive voice is like this. A new product was launched by the company. Okay, the next is present continuous. The sentence is the students are writing the final test. If we see that in the tricks, the to be will be being. So the passive voice like this, the final test is being written by the students. The next is present perfect. The sentence is like this: they have delivered the packages. If we see that in the text, the present perfect to be is been. So the passive voice is like this: the packages have been delivered by them. Okay, the last is simple future. The sentence is: the manager will conduct an interview. The tricks in the simple future is be. So the passive voice is like this: an interview will be conducted by the manager. Question of the active and passive voice is: active voice is clear, direct, and focuses on who does the actions, while passive voice emphasizes the object or the receivers of the action. And by learning both voices, we can express ideas more effectively on what we want to focus on in the sentence, and the door or the results. Okay, maybe that's all from active and passive voice. I hope you can more understand about active and passive voice. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.